Thanks for tuning in to Grow by Joe. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to become a better business owner. I'm going to share some things that have really helped me over the years become much better in my business as an owner and a leader. If you're stressed out, run your business, structure, processes, employees, all the challenges and stresses that come along with business, this video is definitely for you. So stay tuned. So becoming a better business owner is really an ongoing and never-ending process. It's constant, paying attention to detail, getting outside your comfort zone, seeking out, advice, resources, building relationships with other business owners, proven business owners that have been there and done it before, and just constant, never-ending learning. There's an awesome book that I read called The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. I've talked about it in some of my other videos, and I'll keep bringing it up. There's 3 basic characteristics that really make up every business owner. If you're a business owner, you probably have all 3 of these, but you probably have one of these characteristics more than the other 2. So the 3 characteristics are entrepreneur, technician, and manager. And I'm going to talk about all these. So the entrepreneur is the person, the visionary, the person that has the big vision for the company and is going to get all the employees and everyone in the business aligned with that vision, including customers. The technician is the doer. It's the person that's great at whatever it is whatever the reason is they got started in business. So if you're a mechanic, you're probably a great mechanic, great at fixing cars. If you're the restaurant owner, you're great at cooking. If you're the contractor, you're great at building houses. The manager is someone who's great at managing and leading people. What I've found over the years with speaking with so many different business owners, and even including myself, is that we're usually really strong in one of these areas, but not the others. So what's really helped me grow my business and help eliminate some of the stress and the glass ceilings and continue to grow is hiring other people that are great in these areas. So hiring people that are great at managing people. Hire someone or partner with someone who's a great visionary. And if you're not the technician, then hiring someone who's an awesome technician. But really understanding who you are and figuring out what people do I need to bring in for these areas that I'm really lacking in. Super, super important. So the next thing I want to share with you, which is very important and is key to be able to grow and scale a business, is you have to treat your business like a franchise. And every part of the business needs to be structured. There needs to be a process. It needs to be documented. And everyone in your organization needs to understand that process and structure and also help build out that process and structure. If you don't have structure, if it's not treated like a franchise, it's going to be very hard to hire and bring in employees and grow your business. And then that's when things really get out of control. And you might experience some great growth, and you can do that with 2 employees, 5 employees. But once you start breaking 8, 10, 12, 15 employees, if there's not that structure in place, things can start to get out of control really quickly. And that's where all that stress is going to come in, and you're going to be running around like a chicken with no head, working probably 24 hours a day and feel like you're getting nowhere. So putting that structure in place is going to be super important. It's one of the best things that we did from our business, and we did it early on, and it was really helpful in us being able to grow. Another great thing that I did from early on is I always treated my business like it was a big corporation. Over time, I grew into that big corporation that I always wanted to be because I treat it that way right from the get-go. So think bigger than the way that you're thinking today, and that in itself is a game changer. Be willing to change and to pivot. And I think today things are changing and moving so quickly that in business you really have to be willing to change with the times and be willing to pivot. And everyone's business is changing, whether it's technology, whether it's the things that your customers want. I've seen so many business owners, they get into business for one reason and they're so hung up on, hey, I got into the restaurant business and I'm not gonna, and here's my menu and I'm never gonna change my menu. Or I got into a contracting business and I provide, we're focused on this service, but the market's changed and providing this other service or focusing on a different area is highly profitable and there's a big need in the market for it, and not willing to pivot and change for that. Paying attention to what's going on, to what your customers really want, and changing and catering to that is super, super important. So another thing that might sound cliche, but is important is really to set goals in your business, what it is that you really want out of the business. What's more important than setting goals is set the goal, but what are the necessary steps that you're going to have to take in order to achieve those goals? What are you going to have to do step by step, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly? What needs to happen in order to reach those goals? So many people set goals, but then they never take the time to actually map out what they're going to have to do to get there. And that might be requiring you also sitting with your team or certain employees in your business, sharing those goals with them, but also explain to them and help point out to them the necessary steps that they're going to have to take daily, weekly, and monthly in order to hit the goals of the company. So it's super important that you're setting goals in the organization or your business, and you're also sharing those goals with your team, with the staff, so everyone knows what they're working towards. So many business owners don't do this. Or they do it and then they don't share it with the company. No one really knows what the goals are, of the company and the business, and everyone's kind of just doing their own thing, and there's just no alignment inside the business. So getting everybody on the same page is really, really important. So another great thing that's really helped me in my business over the years is creating an amazing environment for everyone to come to work every day. It's so important today that you create an amazing culture and a work environment. It's really what everyone wants. Everyone complains about millennials, but really all millennials want is a great place to work. And millennials are willing to work hard, believe it or not. They want to do it in a place that's fun and an exciting atmosphere. So really think about that and get rocking with culture and creating a great environment. Your employees will also really respect you as a business owner for doing this, and they'll show up to work every day with a smile and actually look forward to coming to work. So the last two things I'm going to wrap this video up with I think are extremely important. This is really going to be everything for you to become a better business owner and have a better business. And what that is releasing control. You really have to get comfortable and be okay with releasing some of the responsibilities that you're doing to other people and trusting other people to do them. I know that you think that you are the only person that can do everything in your business, and I know that you think that no one will ever do anything better than me. Well, you're right and you're wrong. One, you're right that no one will ever be like you in your business. No one will ever really treat your business like you. You may be able to hire one or two key people that will be at 95% of the way you are in your business, but for the most part, your employees will never be you, and that's not the point. You have to be okay with that. So be okay with releasing responsibilities and getting other people in your business to do those things so you can continue to keep focusing on the big picture. And be okay if they're doing it 80% of the way that you would. If you can get comfortable and okay with 80%, then you'll be able to put people in place and really be able to scale your business. And if you don't put people in place, I can promise you that you'll always feel stressed. You'll feel like you're not making any progress, and you really wind up owning a job, not a business. So really get comfortable with hiring people, putting people in place, and releasing those responsibilities. Back when I started my business, there was a few key things that I did that I thought nobody would ever be able to do. And now, years later, there's been multiple different employees that have done those key things, and they do them great, and some of them actually do them better than I did. So the last thing that I'll wrap up with here is super important, and something I learned from going to Tony Robbins conferences over the years. I definitely recommend, too, checking out one of Tony Robbins' Business Mastery events. They're awesome, and they've been really powerful and great. One thing that Tony Robbins talks about is proximity is power. Get yourself out there, surround yourself with great business owners and leaders, and just know that becoming a better business owner it's not an overnight thing, it's not an overnight success. Business is a never-ending journey, so enjoy the process. If I can help you with anything along the way, from financing to all the other business services that my company offers, please check out the link below. Check out National Business Capital and Services. Please subscribe to my channel. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, if there's other things that you'd like to know or hear about and have me talk about, please throw some comments below. I really appreciate those comments and do read them. I look forward to helping you along your business journey. Thanks for tuning in to Grow by Joe. Have a great day and we'll talk soon.